It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Norway's Amundsen Brewery. It's their 9th birthday, and this is their celebration 9th birthday cake celebration with Stigbergets, that fantastic, wonderful Swedish brewery. And this is, believe it or not, a German chocolate cake with maple frosting pastry stout. Now, I've only ever had a beer before now with the word frosting on it. It was from a brewery from Middlesbrough, and they had these funky cans, a very similar kind of funky can to this. And I remember thinking about the frosting, thinking about a Kellogg's Frosty. You know, those kind of sugar-covered cornflake. And I'm wondering if this is the same thing. It actually looks the same thing. The only difference from the Middlesbrough beer and this is 13% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. 13%. 9th birthday cake celebration. Let's get it out into a glass, see what we get. I want to thank one of our wonderful viewers of the channel who popped to... I just had the name in my head. That wonderful place in York, the bottle shop in York. Oh my goodness me. Trembling Madness, that's the one. You're all screaming, Trembling Madness! Look at this for a jet black beer. I don't think I've seen a beer before as jet black as this. That is incredible looking beer. It's a one finger tan coloured head that really wants to stick around as long as possible. There's little bits of carbonation floating through the glass. I'm not sure if my camera will pick this up, but if it does, you will see the carbonation's really slow moving. It's like carbonation going through oil. It looks incredible. It looks incredible. There's just no light coming through there whatsoever. Absolutely jet black. Let's get the aroma. Ooh. Now then. It's an interesting aroma because I'm really getting my nose in and I'm really like trying to get as much as I can from the beer. But just like a lot of pastry stouts, there's not a lot of roasted malt coming through. There's not a lot of chocolate, coffee and caramel aromas coming through from this beer. If anything, it's got a slight chocolatey meatiness about it. Like a slight chocolate bitterness with a bit of smokiness in there. Thankfully, it doesn't have the aroma. It doesn't strike you as being overly sweet. But let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, goodness. Wow, goodness me. It's strange stuff. Do you know I talked about that meatiness in the aroma? Well, that meatiness in the aroma actually transpires in the taste to come through as like a little bit of like gravy. It's like slightly bovrily, like almost like a sherry, because it's 13% ABV. There's no denying the fact that it's 13% ABV, and you do get that kind of alcohol warming sliding down the throat into the pit of the stomach. But even that is really well rounded. It's really well done. As dessert stouts go, now I'm going to stand here and say I'm not the biggest fan of dessert stouts. In fact, when we did our unboxing on the Friday Night Live at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub, I was speaking to the wonderful sender who sent me this beer. We unboxed it live, and I was almost like, oh no, like I've been sent 4 of these Amundsen 9th birthday celebration beers, and they're all dessert stouts, and I was kind of, you can watch the video back if you like, but I almost had like the feeling of dread, or I had like a daunting feeling in terms of when I eventually review the beer, this is going to be like hard work. But actually standing here, reviewing it, giving it some time, being open and honest about the beer, it is a dessert stout. It definitely is a dessert stout. But as dessert stouts go, it's actually not that bad. It's actually pretty good. I like that warming sensation from the alcohol. I like the slight raisin flavours coming through. You definitely get the chocolate cake. It does have a big level of sweetness. And that's where I'm trying to evolve my reviewing. That's where I'm trying to be more accepting of this beer style. Because a dessert stout, well, it's dessert-like. I mean, look at the front of the can. That's got like sweet cherry chocolate, sweet, even more chocolate, even more sweet, bit of cherry. I can feel the sugar. I can feel the sugar on my lips. But it's balanced. It's balanced in a way that is good for this style of beer, because you get that warmth. You get that alcohol warmth, that 13% ABV. It's more like a chocolatey, spirity type drink. I mean, look at the, as I rock the beer back and forth, look at that head chasing, look at it. Look at that carbonation chasing the head of the glass. Look at that beer. It looks incredible. Incredible. But on the downside, it still feels like if I drank this whole glass, I could put on half a stone. And that's the problem with me with these stouts. That's the, like, they're so sweet. They're so, I can never quite put my finger on it, because when I think of Imperial stout, I think of roasty, toasty, lots of roasted malt. All of the malt sugars have been turned into alcohol. You're not really getting it with this. This is almost like you're not getting that roasted malt. And that's where I will always struggle. That's where I will always scratch my head, thinking, if this is an Imperial Stout at 13% ABV, where's the roasted malt? Where is that roasted malt? Why is it jet black and a tan coloured head, but I'm not getting a massive bucket load of roasted malt? If it's not roasted malt that's making that beer jet black, then what is it? What is it? And that's the biggest problem for me. That's the biggest kind of like almost holding it at arm's length. I like this one. As dessert stouts go, this is pretty decent. It's pretty decent. But where's the roasted malt? You're getting a lot of coconut. You're getting a lot of sweetness. You're getting a lot of chocolate. But it's kind of like sweet with a big lash of that 13% ABV, by the way. that nice warming sensation from the alcohol. But where's the roasted malt? And I'll always ask that question when it comes to these dessert stouts. Where's the roasted malt? Where is it gone to? How do they brew such a dark beer that looks so dark without that wonderful flavour of roasted malt? I'm going to rate this as a dessert stout. I wouldn't buy it, personally. I wouldn't buy a dessert stout. It's not for me. I would buy a traditional Russian Imperial Stout 10 times out of 10 over these dessert stouts. But as dessert stouts go, this is one of the best. This is one of the best. If you like dessert stouts, if you like more of a traditional stout and you pick this up by accident, then you might like it. And I think it's that lick, that heat of the alcohol that makes it just about doable. It's a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.